Hey, what's up? It's your boy Serrano. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I wanted to talk about how the battery life is when it comes to using the Motorola Moto G Stylus 2025. And a lot of people were telling me that they got much better battery life on the 2024. So I kind of wanted to talk about how my battery has been holding up after using this device for I would say kind of like 2 to 3 weeks now, as with my SIM card inside of it. It's been getting used to my battery usage, and it's been getting used to the everything that I've been doing on a daily basis when it comes to like using the phone, making phone calls, browsing the web, using several different apps, multitasking, and everything like that. So we're going to be talking about the battery life on this device. But if you're brand new to the channel, I truly appreciate you for coming through. If you're new, make sure you stay locked into the end of the video. But if you're already a part of the crew, salute. All right, guys. So I got this device back in April, on the 22nd. I'm looking at the calendar now. So it's been 3 weeks and 2 days since I've been using this device right now. And one of the things I really like is just overall everything that it's able to do. It's got the side scrolls for app shortcuts, so you can actually get the pop-up windows that you can get on some of the Samsung devices. You're able to do multitasking. You're able to do split screen window. There's a lot of things that you're able to do on this device that make it really, really nice when it comes to using this. So obviously, because you can see you got scrolling, you got split screen windows, you got freeform. You have a lot of options to play around with on this device. One of the things that most people have talked about with it is the battery life. But yeah, this is the case that I've been using like for the last few days now. I just think it's really solid. It's got that camera protection. I did get my first scratch on the display, which is kind of hard to see in the light, but it goes right here across it. And I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that. Let me wipe down the screen just a little bit. See if I could get rid of the fingerprints on here real fast, so you could kind of see what I'm talking about. But yeah, it did get a little scratch on the bottom. That's nothing to complain about, because phones, glass is glass. It's going to scratch eventually if you put it on something that will puncture the surface. So yeah, but it's been holding up really solid as far as the battery life goes. I'm going to talk about my battery life and how it's been holding up, and also show you the performance when I go to battery settings. But the first thing I wanted to do is talk about why this phone might seem like it has worse battery than the Moto G Stylus 2024. That's not the case. And yeah, it doesn't last as long, but there's some reasons why, and there's some solutions to make it better. So the number one thing is that this device has 68 watts fast charging compared to I think it was like 30 watts fast charging on the 2024 model, meaning that you're going to get double the speeds if you get the 60-watt charger with this device. So it doesn't really matter how fast the battery drains, because you can charge up twice as fast as you were able to on the previous model. You still get wireless charging, and they actually call it the Motorola Turbo Power. So I want to show you at the end of the video what it looks like when you charge it. I have 100 watts fast charger next to me, but I want to show you my battery life and how it's been holding up. So they do promise up to 40 hours of battery life with the power savings mode turned on. This device does have a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. And let's talk about the screen, because that's actually something that's been upgraded from last year's model. So the screen it does have some upgrades to it that make it a little bit, like, a lot brighter, almost 2.5 times brighter than the last year's model. So I think the last year's model was able to go, as far as the brightness, it was able to go 1200 nits peak brightness or something like that. This one can actually go 3000 nits peak brightness, which is actually a substantially a larger amount when it comes to the nits for peak brightness outdoors. So that's actually pretty crazy when you consider that they are also using AMOLED technology on this one. So you're going to get the AMOLED technology on this one with the Super HD Plus display. It's not Quad HD. I think in the last video I said it was Quad HD, but it's pretty close. It's Super HD Plus because it's 1220 by 2712. So if it was 1440, it would be Quad HD, but it's only 2020. So it's pretty close. And then you get 446 pixels per inch, a 6.7 inch POLED panel on this thing. And so, this is going to be really bright, especially when you turn the brightness all the way up and you're in outdoors peak brightness and you have it set to auto brightness. You're going to notice that it's very bright, colorful, and the sun cannot dim it whatsoever. It doesn't matter what kind of sunlight that you're actually in, the sunlight cannot dim it. So I just kind of wanted to talk about that. When it comes to this device also does have 5G sub-6, the 4G LTE, which is actually giving it a lot of, I have it on 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi right now, but if I turn that off, I actually have the 5G Ultra connection, the 5G UC right here, as you can see. So it's connected to the 5G. That will also, take us, if you put it on 4G, obviously it's going to drain less. You could also put it on extra dim. It also does have power savings mode and data savings mode, as well as the night light to help you with eye strain. The dark mode actually makes the battery last a little bit longer. But yeah, let's just, I want to show you my battery usage on this device and kind of talk about that for a second. So on the second half of this video, so make sure you stay locked into the end of the video. If you're still here, just type down in the comment section, I'm still here, so I know you're still kicking it with me. And I just want to remind you to hit the like button so we can get this video out to more people and help boost the engagement and beat the YouTube algorithm. So yeah, this does have the Type-C USB 2.0. It does have double the charging speed. So even if it does drain faster, because of the really beautiful display that they actually made better than the last year's model, you could charge it within a second or two. That's quite, I'm not in the literal sense, but you could definitely charge it much faster when it comes to the last year's model. So it does also have, it has a lot of things going for it. But let's go into the battery settings right now. So first thing I'm going to do is hit settings. Then I'm going to go into the battery life. Right now it's estimating that I will have battery up until 3:30 a.m. in the morning if I keep going down the same path I've been going when it comes to the battery usage on this device. So let's take a look at it. This is the first screen I wanted to show you, or window. And this is the battery life. This is how you could tell how your battery is doing. You go right here into battery. Let me make this a little bit more clear right now. And so, yeah, with the battery, you can see you have battery saver right here that you could turn on. You could turn it to standard battery saver, optimized to save battery, maximum battery saver, which will actually, you could turn off the 5G that I was talking about and just turn on only the essential applications, and you can add whichever ones you want as well to enhance the battery performance. Okay, so that's kind of cool. So you still get scheduled reminders, reduce battery drain when inactive, used AI learning. So you can actually turn this on, reduce battery drain when inactive, used AI to learn your behavior and limit background apps when the phone is inactive. I would highly recommend you turn that on. I didn't have that turned on, so with that turned on, I'll get even better battery life. So the other thing right here, as you can see, you have your set default battery level. The battery level when the battery saver is turned on will be 20%. You also have turn off at 90%. So the battery saver turns off when a battery reaches 90. And then you have battery saver reminders. So this is cool stuff right here. If you turn on battery saver, it's actually pretty cool that they have all these features built in. You also have charge boost, which I don't have turned on right now. When charge boost is on, your phone will optimize charging by safely boosting charging speeds. This process may heat up your phone, but it's basically going to optimize charging by safely boosting the charging speed. So it's a safe way to charge the phone faster. You definitely want to turn that on when you're charging it. You also have managed background apps. So these are the managed background apps, managed apps that have excessive battery drain. There's actually none. Smart use, 97 apps right here. So you could change which apps you want to have background use and smart use. So this actually helps with the battery life too. Optimized charging. Okay, so this is kind of cool because optimized charging is recommended if you charge on a regular schedule. For example, if you charge your phone during your sleep time, this feature is not recommended if you have an irregular schedule. And it says right here, this feature uses AI to learn your charging patterns, then limits the charging to 80% about 1 hour before you are expected to unplug your phone, and your phone will then charge to 100%. So yeah, this is kind of cool. If you want the phone to learn your patterns over time, it may take several days for your phone to be optimized when it comes to this feature. So yeah, turn that on if you want to learn a little bit about that. Then you also have your overcharge protection. This will actually charge it to 80%. And it says right here, keep your battery healthy. Charging will be limited to 80%. Once a week, your battery will charge to 100% to keep it calibrated. I don't actually like turning that on because I need the 100% battery throughout the day. I kind of just like seeing it at higher. I get kind of anxious when it goes beneath, I would say about 40. I get kind of anxious. So right now it's at 36. You also have adaptive battery, which I'm using. It limits battery use for apps that you don't use often. And then you have your battery percentage. You also it says right here, this phone is capable of 68 watts charging speeds. Tap the potential with a Lightning Moto charger. So you could actually purchase the charger if you tap that link. So these are all the features inside of the battery. Now I want to show you my battery usage on this phone. So basically go to battery usage right here. And this is going to show my battery usage. It also shows the last 14 days. So it gives you an idea of how my battery did over the last 14 days. But let's just go over the last 24 hours with my battery usage. So it starts off over here at right here at the first square when and this is at 2 a.m. it's at 100%. 3 to 4 a.m. it was at 100%. 5 a.m., 6 a.m. is when I took it off the charger. So between 6 and 7 a.m. I had took it off the charger and it was still at 100% at 6 to 7 a.m. And then right here, the next bar at 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., it dropped a little bit further down, like maybe I would say 97%. By 7 a.m. to 8%, you could see it was probably around, 90% right there within a few hours. By 9 a.m., it was probably at 85. 10 a.m., probably like around, 80. 11 a.m., it was probably around like 70%. But right now it's at it's gotten some really good use. So let's go to the 24-hour view again. I'm gonna go back, review usage right here. So it's showing all, and you can see I've been using my GPS a lot. This is going in the background, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify. So I've been listening to music on this device a lot. And then everything else I haven't been really messing around with. So pretty standard use. You can see that's by the hour though. So by 7 to 8 a.m. I was using the GPS a lot, you know, just driving and stuff like that. Throughout the day, mostly I was using that driving app. I was also on Instagram a lot. I was also on Spotify a lot. I was going through some of the different apps on here. I filled up my gas tank at the Wawa station around 5 p.m. So yeah, it's a really good phone when it comes to battery. You can see at 6 a.m. it last charged to 6 a.m. to 100%. Right now it's 8 p.m. So from 6 a.m. I had it off the charger to now 8 p.m. and it's gonna last within all the way up to 3:30 at night. So people say that the battery isn't good. Depends on your usage and how you use the phone, but basically how I've been using it, I've never went under that mark of like 20% in a day. So yeah, it's been holding up really good, but it's all going to depend on how you use the phone and stuff like that. So yeah, it's all relative to the person who's using the phone. But as far as my battery life, I just wanted to give you guys a quick idea how it's been running. I'm probably going to turn it on the charger right now. But one thing I want to show you is when I put my 100 watts charger on this device, what the animation looks like. So let's plug it in. You can see it says 100 watts on here, just so you can believe what I'm saying right now. Let's put this on here. And then it says turbo power connected. Let's see what it looks like when the screen is locked. Let's turn that off. Pop that in. And then you get that really nice turbo power animation. So yeah, this phone is going to be really solid. It's going to give you really fast charging, which makes it a better deal, in my opinion, than the 2024, because not only do you get a brighter display, but you get faster charging, which is a better trade-off in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think about the battery life on the Moto G Stylus 2025. Have you been using it? And tell me what your usage look like on a daily basis. What kind of apps do you use, and how do you basically use your phone? For me, I do a lot of social media, music, GPS, and just, you know what I'm saying, like everything that everyone else would use it for, like checking notifications, checking the weather. You know, I use the scheduler as well, so I'd be looking at the calendar a lot to kind of organize throughout the day. But I do keep it on auto brightness. You can see the auto brightness is on, because when the auto brightness is on, when you're outdoors, it's going to give you the peak brightness of 3000 nits. And besides that, I keep everything on, like the location I keep on, the Bluetooth I keep on. I keep the mic on and the camera on in the background, and I haven't had any issues with the battery. But you can see it's already jumped up 2% from 36 to 38 within like a minute of me talking. So that's kind of crazy when it comes to the power of the battery when it's charging. So that's it for this video, but I just wanted to share my experience of how it charges and how the battery life has been holding up after 3 weeks of using the Moto G Stylus. You can see it's at 39%, about to go to 40%. And I'm going to check you guys later. I'm going to hit you back. I'm going to get right back with you. But if you found this video helpful, definitely hit the like button to show your support and appreciation. And then just type down below, I'm still here, so I know you're still kicking it with me. And I'll check you guys later. I'll hit you back. Namaste.